Hey guys, so right now we're actually going to be doing kind of a tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do like natural men's makeup for Valentine's Day coming up. So let's see. Yeah, because Valentine's Day is 14 days. I mean, not all girls have to have like use makeup. So for this, I actually wanted to do like very light. So the issue I see with men, uh, not that way, but you know what I mean. So men's noses are usually extremely oily, so we're gonna be able to stop that, and then we're gonna kind of just even out the skin tone. Like my cheeks are a little bit red, my nose is red. Men tend to have large pores on their nose and forehead just because they do get more oily than girls. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is kind of cover that up. So there's gonna be like I do this every time, but there's like three. Is there three? There's one. So there's one, two, three, four. So there's like four phases you could do it. I'll tell you guys when, so you can like do phase one and then just stop, and then you can go on your date. If you don't want to wear that much makeup. Well, let me turn it down. And then there's also like phase two, so you could do phase one and two, and then leave. Damn it, someone's here. I'll film this video a different day. Okay, so actually, just kidding. It was some lady dropping off like a package. So we're just gonna keep getting into it. So step one is going to be primer. I will. I usually use this to stop oil from peeping into my skin. Can you see that? Ooh, that's tough. Hold on. There you go. So this is the Hylamide Matte 12. It basically helps cover your pores and keeps your nose matte and forehead and anywhere else. I usually put it on the T-zone, so right here and then up here. And then a little bit right here because I have some pores right there. And then the other one that I forgot that I had was this. This one is more expensive. This Hylamide one is 12 bucks, so you'd probably want to get this one first to try it. But I actually ended up getting this one. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Pore, what is it? Smoothing Primer Base. That's long. So it's kind of like what do you call it? You know, there's like hair in there. What would I even describe this consistency? It's like hair paste, I want to say. But basically, this will help blur your pores even more. So I use this for more matte, and this is like more like pore filling. So we're gonna start off with a matte one. I'm just gonna do it on the back of my hand. Probably like that is good, like a pea size. And then let me switch it up. There you go. And then I kind of just will like put it on my nose. And it's crazy because like if you do like half and half, you kind of just like already see it. And this pea size is enough for like everywhere, so I kind of just like work it in. That's right here. That all over the nose. Right in the middle here. And then just like on the forehead. It's kind of just like you're applying like lotion on your face. That's basically what it is. Okay. Probably take a little bit on your eyelid too, because eyelids tend to be extremely oily. So if your eyelids are usually shiny by the end of the night, you can just smear whatever is left from your face and hands and stuff, and just tap it on your eye. And then just tap it on your skin just to ensure. Because sometimes when you're like smearing product, you actually accidentally move all the product, so sometimes it's like not there. So I usually end up tapping it over. And then I'm gonna go in with this. So right now my nose is like matte, looks really good. My pores look invisible. Like honestly, I don't even think I would use this, but I want to use it more just to show you guys the power of primer. Because when I first started makeup, I was honestly so confused, and I feel like primer is like the way to go if you're like first getting into it, because I feel like it helps you look better than what you normally look like if you're trying to like change some things. It just makes your skin look smoother, and it was like what I wanted originally, but now I'm kind of just like go a little crazy. So I probably got like that much, maybe. I think it's like good. You really don't need a lot of this, so I will kind of just like smear it on my nose. Dude, the way this works is like insane. Like my nose, the smoothest thing I've ever seen. I like to get this crevice over here, and then so I'll just like tap it on and do this side. I wish you guys could see like through the camera of like how poreless it looks. Like my nose looks like it's made out of plastic. Like that's crazy. So like that. And then I'll just rub my finger like down, because since I am adding two primers, I don't want it to get like thick on my nose. So really massage it over here, anywhere you have large pores over here. I don't usually do it on my forehead only because I have long hair, so it kind of like covers the majority. And my nose is like my biggest insecurity, so I'll cover that up because I don't like this part. So I'll cover that up nicely. Looks really good. Wow. Okay. Alright. So you could honestly stop right here. This is phase one. So you could stop right here. Go on your date. So that's that there. And then number two is powder. For if you're new to makeup and you're a guy, you probably see like for me, powder was like what was it? It was like the thing that I saw, but I didn't understand it, you know? So you can use powder to stop shine, so it's gonna make it matte again. So basically, I'm gonna put this on my nose again, and it's gonna be like triple, no, because it's gonna be like double matte because the primer and now this. So what I'll do is, so I'm gonna take this sponge. I got this Morphe one. I really enjoy it. It's only like, how much is it? Like $7. So they have different kinds, but I really like this one only because this side is flat. So when I use the powder, I can just go like that. And then this side helps me get like under the eye and stuff, just like right there. And like any little dots, I can do that. So I really enjoy this sponge. The powder I will be using though is this Huda powder. Hold on. This Huda powder. The reason I'm choosing this one, this is the shade Banana Bread. This powder is insane for covering up your pores. You can honestly just put this over your bare skin and like go like that. But I like to have extra protection there. So I'll use this powder to kind of like set my face, and it looks extra smooth. So I'm gonna go with that. It does have a little bit of a smell, but I love that smell. You guys know that. So I'm gonna go in with the flat part of my thing, and then I'm just gonna go on the lid because sometimes powder goes in there. And then it looks like that. And then I'll kind of just like stamp it on the nose. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go into this thing. It's a little bit awkward trying to go in here like that, but you make do. So, You just shake it out. Okay, and then let's go over here. Okay. And I like the Huda powders because they're like I would say tinted, which makes them pretty nice if you're just gonna put it on your bare skin because it's not gonna make it like super white. Normal powders are typically white or they consider translucent, but if you're of a deeper skin tone, it's gonna show up a little bit dusty on your skin. I can kind of pull off both only because I'm like right in the middle. I'm like not super deep, but I'm not like a super fair either, you know? So I can pull off kind of like the tinted ones and the light ones. Okay. So now that I stamped all this powder into place, your skin, if you feel it with your finger, it should feel like kind of like smooth baby powder. That's what it reminds me of. And the cool thing is that you can go over this over your beard area like lightly and it doesn't like make it look nasty. So I do have a little bit of texture on my chin, so I'm gonna grab more powder like that. And then I'll just kind of stamp it right here. I try not to get it on my lips because if it gets on your lips, they start to get real dry. So let's do that. And then I do like to make my, yeah, I'm gonna make my under eyes. I'm gonna set them. So I'm gonna turn my sponge over for this thing, and then kind of just go into the powder like that. And then, so you see when you look down, I have this little divot of darkness. I'm kind of just gonna put powder there. Just like that. I don't want to do, I don't want to go all the way over here because usually we have these little wrinkles, and if powder gets stuck in there, it usually looks pretty, you look pretty old. So I just like to keep it right there where the darkness is at. And I'm going to do that on this side too. That's a little bit. I used to hate powder because I thought it would make me look old, but it turns out I was just using the product wrong. So I like changed my mindset and I was like, okay, so if a product doesn't work, that probably means that I'm not using it right. So you could do that. So there is that. And then I'm just gonna stamp it real in. So I push really hard like on the bone of my nose just because there is water still in my sponge. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, you gotta wet this sponge and have it be like full of water, and then you squeeze all the water out and then it's good to go. But I like to push really hard just because it's still wet in there, so it helps the powder like dissolve almost like into your skin. So like my things are still there, so you still look like your skin, but it kind of blurs the darkness a little bit, especially because the shade I'm using is a little bit more of like a yellow tint, so it usually helps brighten your eye. Okay, so we got that. So that's gonna be it for this part. You can put your sponge aside, and then for number 2, I'm gonna be. So this is face the. I did 1, 2. So that's 3, 2. I don't remember. It's one of the phases. So you can stop here and you can just go out the door to your date, make love to whoever you're going to's house, you know? I don't judge. So now that I have my primer, my powder, I will move on to foundation. This is if you want to even out your skin tone. With the powder and the primer, your skin should look pretty smooth and smooth, like texture-wise, smooth. So now we got to move into the foundation to actually give color back. So like you can kind of see that like my forehead is like kind of red, and the powder usually does end up altering like the skin color. Like I feel like you can like it's different from here to here, you know? Like this like helped like even it a little bit. And this is like a little bit more raw. So, um I'm sorry guys, but this foundation is probably my favorite one for guys, but it's very expensive. So, and this is the La Mer. If you're new to makeup, this is a super duper luxurious brand. I honestly think it's like super hyped and not worth it, but I love the formula of this. The reason why I like this for men's skin is because it does not dry out. Like it doesn't go matte. You would think that, so you're probably asking yourself, if I'm oily, why do I want something that's gonna leave me like dewy? And the thing is that you use this and you powder only the parts that you're only gonna powder the parts that get oily throughout the day. So your nose and your forehead. So what I'm gonna do, look, I'm almost out. Another foundation I'm trying, but I'm still thinking about it, is this L'Oreal one. So I'm gonna go in with this. I'm in the shade Buff 23A. This foundation is $120, I think. I think they raised the price to $130 now. So I usually do one pump. I think you have to shake it actually. So let's shake this. You gotta mix up those oils and whatnot. Okay. So I'm gonna pump one pump on the back of my hand, so like that. Then what I like to do is I usually take my finger because I like this application method the best. So I'll get some on my finger and I'll start here, 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 and here. And then I'll do that to this side too. So here, 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 and here. So I don't usually like to take product on my nose because then it's gonna look really thick. I can get a little bit more and do like here, 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 and then whatever I have left on my finger, I kind of just like dab it on my beard. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I will take this brush. This is a Morphe brush. This brand is very inexpensive, but they get the job done. So this is like a perfect thing when you're like first starting out in makeup because some shit is like very expensive. So this is a good brand to start off with. This brush specifically is super cool because it's got these long hairs and it's got these short hairs. And it helps make the product thinner instead of looking thick. So what I'll do is I kind of just like brush down because we do have a little peach fuzz on our face. So I will kind of just like brush like a paintbrush. And that's already going to help. Oh, you know what I forgot? So I usually just carry like a little spray bottle with like water. And I will spray my face because the powder is still kind of there and I want the powder to blend in with the foundation. I noticed because my under eye was like looking a little like dry after I put the foundation, and that's kind of unusual. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pull down. Oh yeah, because normally the product doesn't look dry, but it's because I had the powder set and then I put a cream over it that it kind of dries it up. It's kind of like if you mix clay powder with what is what am I trying to say? It's like if you have clay powder and then you put water on top of it, it's gonna kind of just like thicken it up. Okay, so that definitely helped. I like to close my lips like this and go like that because my top lip is like kind of dark and so it looks small. So if you help even this color out, it makes your lips pop out a little bit more. So I like to do that. And then around my beard, I'll like swirl a little bit because I honestly don't need a lot of product there. Over my eyelid. And then I'll kind of just like go like that under my eye. Nothing too crazy. And it looks like I need a little bit of coverage on my nose. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, back of my finger, and then kind of just tap it. And then whatever's left, I'll put it on the sides. Okay. So let's just brush down. Okay, that's better. And then I do have extra, so I'm just gonna kind of like dip my brush in there to have the long hair up. And then I'll kind of just pat on my forehead and then swirl it around. Just so it's kind of like connected. You want to make sure that this is like connected to this. Especially if you have shorter hair, definitely want to do this step. So, I'm going to get a little bit more. And then just swirl it right here under the earlobe, just so when you turn to the side, it's still the same color as your like cheek area. So swirl that. I'll do that to the other side too. Easy peasy. Is it just me, or but like guys that have like this thing like super hot because I feel like it makes their jaws like pop even more. Okay, next one. So this is where you can stop as well. This is like to help even out your skin tone but look normal. So right now, majority of the redness from my cheek is gone. It is medium coverage, so you can kind of see like a little bit, but it honestly does not bother me that much. But right now it's looking really good. My nose is like even, texture smooth, color even. And yeah, you don't want to add a lot to your nose because it's going to make it look kind of nasty. If you don't add the primer though on your nose, the foundation will break apart and it's going to look disgusting. So watch yourself. I did warn you. Okay. So, okay, next thing, you can stop here, go on your date. Or I like to clean up my eyebrows a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I haven't done this in a while because I don't usually clean up my eyebrows anymore. But what I'll do is, so you want to get a concealer. Oh my gosh, do I not have it? Oh yeah. Okay, so I have this concealer. This is by Tarte. This is kind of expensive, and overhyped, but the hype is actually pretty good for it because it's an amazing concealer that can cover up basically anything. Yeah, so it's $28. One that I heard was similar to this at the drugstore is, it's called this name, L'Oreal Infallible Fresh 24-Hour Wear, but it's in a concealer, kind of like this. And I heard it's like the closest thing, and I think it's only $15, so kind of like half the price. So I will grab my concealer, and so for this, you actually want to grab the concealer that's the same shade of your skin. I had this for a while, so it's a little bit lighter because I'm done. Hold on. Alright, so I thought someone was here, so I was about to stop filming, but no one's here. So, okay. Oh, I hate this brush for doing this. Okay, so you want to take your concealer. You want it to match your foundation so it looks like your skin. Mine is a little bit lighter, so I'm going to have to mix it in with a little bit of foundation of my color. Okay, that's enough. And then I'm just, oh shoot. I'm going to use this Morphe again. Their brushes are super cheap. This is an M221 This skill you probably will like have to work on like alone, like in your bathroom before you shower. Because if you mess this up, it's gonna make your whole face look kind of like funky. And the point of this video is so you do not look funky on your date with whomsoever you want to go with. So you really coat this brush. I put it on the back of my hand and I like coat that. Like, coat it to the max. So what I like to do, you kind of just like make your own brow shape. I like my brow to be like this thick, like as thick as the brush. So that's kind of how I eyeball it. I will do like a small little sliver right there. Can you see that? That little line right there. I like to do it in the center, and then I like my brows to be like more straight. So I'll kind of just like do that. So do you see how that kind of just like literally changes my whole ass eyebrow shape? So this concealer does dry, so you want to work kind of fast. I think I'm gonna like make this more like, yeah, that's fine. We can fix it with something else after. So we'll do that, and then I'm gonna go in with the sponge. I'll probably do this side, like the little tip part, and then kind of just like go over the edges. Just because I don't want any harsh lines. Okay. It sucks when your concealer dries too fast. And look, so do you see the difference already? Like yeah, you can still see the hairs, of course, but you kind of were like able to alter it so it like looks more like it's like this. I think it's one of the cool things about makeup that you can do. Um, so yeah, I like that. Besides, I feel like when I do this, I feel like I have more room for eyeshadow. But we're not gonna get into that this video because it's more of like men's makeup for like a date. So you do that. I'm gonna do one eyebrow first, and then I'll do the other eyebrow like off camera. So you do this like this, and then what I like to do is get a brow pencil. Where is it? Do I have one? I usually for a brow pencil, I usually like to go cool toned but dark. Oh shoot, is it broken? No. Like right now, I use the dark brown by Anastasia, and I really like how it makes my brows look. So I'm gonna use that. So do you know how it's like that shape, but the end is kind of like light? I like to deepen it a little bit. So I'll take my pencil. You don't want to pull it too big because then it'll just break. And then I kind of like to start in the center over here. And then like that. So like I feel like that did a lot already, and I just did one stroke. I'm gonna take off the other side just so I can brush my brow up. Okay. And then so I'll kind of just like keep drawing this line, and I want to make the end usually darker because I feel like that makes her eyebrows look nicer. So and I don't like to do anything to the top because I like it to remain like bushy like a natural hair. Or a natural hair, natural brow. So I'll keep the thing, but I do like to make this a little bit sharper. Oof, you see that line that I just drew there? It's a little too dark. do. I'm like barely feeling my skin. So because I did make that weird line right there, you can kind of take the little brush side and then kind of just like brush it away. Because you're kind of just like rubbing it off. So I'll do that. And just keep. If I don't like it, I can just like really rub it out. Let's do. Ugh, I feel like I don't like the end of this brow right now. That's like something I still kind of struggle with. So you can just leave your eyebrows as is, but I like to play with them a little bit. Was that something on my forehead? No. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep drawing a line. Nah, I'll do that to the front. So it's dangerous to do it to the front because then it starts making them look like real thick and caterpillar like. Okay. I'm gonna do that there. And kind of just brush the little lines away. Okay. So I hope, yeah, that definitely is like a different thing. Look. So this side kind of just like makes your eyebrow look a little bit cleaner. Oh shit. And then this side is kind of just like a little bit janky, a little bit everywhere, wherever it wants to be. It's a little light in the back, a little light in the front. So it's just super deep in the middle, which I hate. So I really like doing this. Yeah, I think it looks really good. You guys let me know. I think it's not too shabby. But yeah, I mean, I still got time to master this, you know? So there's that. And yeah, I'm not going to do my other eyebrow because I'm really tired. So you're going to just do this for the other side or whatever side you want to do. I forgot to say, but on your, so now we're on to the next step, which is going to be powder again. And I think, no, this isn't the last step. We have this and then one more, I think. So this is going to be, I'm going to go in with my same Huda powder, but I'm going to switch my tool. So you guys know the Morphe brush that I use for my foundation? I also have one by this one brand called Eco Tools. They're pretty inexpensive. I think I got this for like $5 or less. But basically this one is a little bit more dense. This one is a little bit more like flimsy. This one's a little bit more like thick. So what I'll do is that this one, I bought it so I can try it out instead of this one because this one was cheaper. So I wanted to try it out for foundation, but I really enjoyed this for powder. So I will kind of just like, oh shoot, dust. So I'll kind of just like push my thing in there. And then the thing should just get powder on the thing. Shake it down. Okay, then I will kind of just like hit the face like that, like push it, and just like powder hits. And I usually just go on my nose and forehead, unless, or anywhere that you're gonna get really oily. You just want to powder it up to kind of seal it in place. Yeah, so right now my nose looks good. Okay, so there's that. Then, sorry, I was like staring at my own insecurities in that mirror. Let's move on from that. So now, the last you want to spray but what I like to do is cover my nose. So I'll be like, only because you don't want to wet your nose again, because then it's just gonna make it look oily again. So you keep it matte. You make the rest of your face kind of like a little bit shiny, a little bit wet. Especially because we're not gonna add highlighter, because highlighter just makes it look not like guys' makeup, if that makes sense. So after this, we're gonna go in with gloss, and yeah, you only go in with a little bit though. Right now, I'm gonna try this. I'm trying this Fenty Beauty one. So you want to go in with like a clear looking gloss. I know this one looks like kind of pink, but it's basically clear. You can't even tell when it's on your lips. You don't want to go in with very. There are glosses that are like really colored, or there's glosses like this where they're basically clear. So you want to go in with something like this, only because. And then what you want to do is hit only the center of your lip, so like right here. Okay. So, do you see how it's like shiny there? Then you just want to grab your finger, and then you can kind of just tap it. And then I like to tap it on my top lip too. But I only go on the center, top and bottom. Like that. Only because it makes your lips look like real juicy when the light hits it. So like that. It's like, and then I won't take it towards the very end, but you can like move it around if you want. Like sometimes I like only the center to be really like shiny, but I'll never take it all the way over here because I don't like how that looks. I feel like this when I see like guys with like, I don't even know how to describe it, like wet lips, or like they just like went like that. I don't know why that kind of like it's pretty hot. So yeah, I'll do that. And then this gloss doesn't have like a lot of shine to it, so I mean not like shine, but it doesn't have a lot of glitter to it. So I really enjoy this for that. And this is usually when you can just like end it, guys. I know I said it was gonna. Did I say that? I don't know. So basically, after every phase, you can just stop and leave and do whatever you're gonna do. But I just wanted to show you guys like different ways you can do it, especially for Valentine's Day, because I know you guys have like different like preferences for like how you want to do things. Because I know when I was starting in makeup, it was like I felt like I had to follow like a certain criteria, but knowing what I know now, I feel like I can like help other guys that are getting into makeup too. And yeah, I really like talking about makeup. So if you ever want to talk about makeup, hit me up on Instagram. That's usually when I'm most active, and in the comments too. I'll talk to you there, but usually like Instagram because I feel like it's more personal. So be like, oh my god, are you gonna get this palette? And I'll be like, yeah, I really want it, but I can't afford it because my cat needs to eat. So things like that. Yeah, guys, I will talk to you in later. I'll talk to you later. Outro.